We got that recording going.
It is now, yep.
Fuck yeah. Okay. So last we left off, y'all were in Troll Skull Manor with Schema Weirdbottle and Elzerna Castellanter. Y'all were discussing your plans for stealing the Golden Mandolin, the instrument of bards, the Golden Mandolin, from Tenzero Castellanter during his performance at an upcoming talent show. The talent show is in 3 days. And basically, what I want to do, or the talent show is in 4 days, you have 3 days to get ready for it. And what I want to do in this session is those 3 days of planning so that the next session can be the heist. Last session, y'all were discussing ways to do it, and you brought up that it was a very real possibility you would try to kill Victoro or Amala Castellanter. You were worried this would bother Elzerna Castellanter, seeing as she's their daughter. And she did seem to find the idea distasteful, but she also knows that her parents are bad people who do evil things. So she seems like she is down for whatever, especially since y'all rescued her from being sacrificed. You found out last time that this is the stage. This is the room the talent show is going to take up in or happen in. This stage is about 40 feet in diameter. And Inchi learned how to cast magic that isn't illusion magic.
Woohoo!
Okay. Any questions before we get started? All right. It
The
is.
hill giant
Uh,
is still in the lobby of the manor, correct?
I'm sorry, what?
The hill giant of my illusion is still in the lobby of the manor, correct?
Why was there a hill giant?
Because we cast the deck of illusions, and
Oh,
that's what
yeah.
we pulled.
You're absolutely correct.
Sweet.
So, yep, there is a hill giant standing right next to you, Inchi. The sun went down a few minutes ago. There is a light rain outside. It pitter patters on the cobblestone streets outside, and all six of you are looking at Inchi's illusionary hill giant that is in the middle of Troll Skull Manor. What would y'all like to do?
I think we'll just continue off of me telling the girl, go on, pet it. There's your doggy.
She says,
Um,
"Is it going to hurt me?"
I don't know, pet it.
All right, she
um,
hops down off the bar and like puts a hand out and it goes through the hill giant and she says, "Ooh," and she just runs directly through it, back and forth.
Ha, got her.
Mr. Inchi, I don't think that's a dog.
I
It's just a big one.
I had no idea there were so many different types of doggies.
Yep, and none of them bite. So just pet whatever you want.
She goes, "Yay," and she continues to run back and forth through it.
I'm gonna side eye Inchi if once he said they none of them did fights.
And she like does a full teeth grin right at Blinken.
Schema Weird Bottle asks Liff, the ghost bartender, to get him a bottle of wine. Liff pours Schemo a bottle of wine, some of the wine that Schemo brought over yesterday, and Schemo offers you the cup, Inchi. He's like offering you the cup of wine.
And she just takes the cup and drinks it as he watches the kid run back and forth through the illusion. Not even paid attention to Schemo.
Okay, Schemo pours a glass for everybody. He says, "Okay, so we only got 3 more days to build this stage. And remember, I'm planning the show, so we can do this however we want." Let's see, I think we were talking about using a trap door. Did we want to use that for Tenzero or for Victoro?
Victoro, for sure. He's the one that controls the instrument, right?
Uh, Schemo says, "Yeah, Victoro can summon it or dismiss it, but we should make sure he never touches it again after he hands it off to Tenzero. Like, remember, he's gonna summon the Golden Mandolin, he's gonna give it to Tenzero. Tenzero will perform a song and then give it back to his dad. The moment Victoro touches it again, he can dismiss it off to the astral plane, and we'll never see it again. So we gotta make sure it never gets back to Victoro."
Yeah, I'm good, but these magic users, they're hardcore. If Tenzero or Victoro is the worst of them, if we got to pick a fight with them, I want to get the worst of them out of the way. Do you think that'd be Mr. Victoro?
Yeah, Mr. Castellanter is an extremely powerful warlock. His wife is as well. If only I knew what god they were serving, maybe I could prepare some magic in advance that could counter them, but they are extremely powerful. I think if we went up against them by ourselves, we might have a chance, but maybe we could get some help from any of your friends. Uh, Maybe the Xanathar would be okay to help us with this.
Well, I mean, God isn't real, so they shouldn't be that big of a problem.
Well, besides the point, Xanathar could actually help us. And I look at Inshu. I mean, what do you would you think that they would? Maybe if we set something up, you think that they would oblige to our little heist?
Well, Xanathar's not a god either. Why are you trying to pray to him?
Why are you bringing up gods?
You brought up gods.
They worship a god. I don't know who it is.
Well, we can bring in Xanathar and have them worship him, and they'll see the potential of a real god.
So you think Xanathar is a god?
I don't want to fight him, no.
He's as scary as one.
Right? He can turn people into stone. I can't do that. Can you do that?
Right. So how would we get the Xanathar in on this? Because me and my friends, we've been trying to think of how to use the Xanathar against the Castellanters for a while. We were trying to really get them to go to war with each other more. That's why we were burning down Xanathar warehouses in secret and fucking with the supply ships for the Castellanters. We were trying to increase the tension and get them to fight each other, take each other off the board.
The explanation seems simple to me. How do we get them to get some gold from this? Some money, some moolah. That encourages the guild.
Schema says, well, there will be a bunch of noble parents in the audience. Maybe he could rob all the jewels and gold coins that they have when they come into the school.
Now you're being useful, Schemo. Yeah, let's just rob the entire crowd.
I'm gonna clear my throat and say, that might be tempting, but what if also? I mean, I'm not exactly too sure about if they have rival guilds, so to speak. What if we plant something like maybe, X, whatever guild they're rivaled with one of their members are just kind of, coming up with something, and then the Xanathar people are be like, no, that's, our job, and then they clash and then cause a ruckus in this area while we try to take the guitar and deal with Victoro somehow. That's an option.
And she's using all of his brain power to think right now, and he's not used to it. He's rubbing his head. The Red Rabbits don't like the castle, the Castellators. The Red Rabbits might be willing to cause a distraction, but I trust the guild more if we can manage it. The rabbits, okay. I think they wanted to kill a lot of the rich folk, the nobles, and that there's going to be kids there. I don't know if I want there to be killings,
Yeah, the rabbits, they don't like any noble at all.
Exactly.
So, what if we tip them off, the rabbits, and then you tip something off with Xanathar? They show up somewhere close to the spot, or maybe inside this auditorium, while maybe, let's say, Victoro is somewhere in the building, and we could take care of him. Or, I mean, I could try setting up the trap door. I'm working on obviously two different blueprints, one for the kids and one for me, right?
So it's sounding like we keep this really simple, or we bring in a bunch of other people to make it chaotic. Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, either way, it will. I think it'll pan out for the better. But I don't know what your thoughts are about approaching this as a trapdoor thing or chaos. Because I think if we do chaos, right, I think it'll be easier for us to deal with Victoro. Like, let's say we get the jump on him and knock him out somehow. At least people are still dealing with the chaos. But without the chaos, then we need to figure out what to do with Victoro, just in case maybe somebody is, watching him and somehow they see us deal with him. Like, even though, there's a trap door, right? Maybe, I'm sure there's going to be, guards somewhere that's going to observe the place, right?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I am fine with letting each and every one of those noble, good doers dying. I'm fine with each and one of them dying. But there's kids there. What if Bob Lee gets hurt? It's not Alana. I don't want to see the little ones hurt. How do we get them out of the way if we bring in all the rest? It's a talent show. They should be there.
Yeah, right. So what I would think that they wouldn't. Well, I'm not sure they would be actually in the seating. I don't know how exactly the talent show is going to end up, but I think they would probably be like, I don't know, in the costume room or the prop room, away from the chaos. You know,
Then we should figure that out first.
but that's an
Well,
idea.
Schemo says, "Well, I'm making the plan, so I can tell the students that they have to wait in the prop room or the costume room while other students are performing."
Then do it. And she looks Schemo in the eye. Is more serious than he's ever really looked at him. Keep those kids safe. You got that?
I agree. Actually, I'd nod when he said that.
He says, "Yeah, man, I got that. Look, I've done some bad things, but I've never intentionally hurt kids, okay? That kid that broke his leg at the moon dance, that fucked me up more than the halfling that died."
And she nods at him.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm yeah, and Blanket nods because he obviously he'll say Blanket's gonna say, yeah, I don't want kids harmed because they don't deserve that. So I think it's a good idea to make it planned like that. So if there's a talent show with going on specifically with Victorio and his kid, then you let them know that hey, you're preparing at the prop room or the costume room, so that if the chaos ensues, then they'll still be in the rooms, because obviously I would imagine that the guilds would clash in the seating area or something, right? So
Yeah, whatever thing y'all have going on. So, since it sounds like y'all don't have to kill Victoro Castellanter here.
I don't
That's
plan
something
to.
y'all are
That's for
choosing to
sure. I don't
talk
plan to.
about. Okay. But just so you know, Victoro is not by himself. His wife is just as powerful as him. They're a duo. And as long as either one of them survive, they will keep going for the vault.
I mean, do we have to kill them? We could, maybe kidnap them. Like I'll point over Alzerna running through the giant troll thing.
Elzerna perks up and says, I quite like that idea. Look, I know what my parents are. They do bad things for bad reasons because they're bad people." And again, you see Schemo, like, he kind of ignores her because she's the daughter of his greatest enemy. But when she says that they're bad people that do bad things for bad reasons, he like looks at her uncomfortably and then takes another swig of his drink. But she says, "If we could find some way to kidnap them, maybe we could get rid of this dark influence that's over them. Whatever lord they're worshipping from the hells, maybe if we can clear it from their minds, they'll be better. Maybe they used to be better. I don't really know."
uh, Blake is gonna rub his chin, trying to think, because he looks at her and says, I think that would probably be the best course of action. Because let's be honest, even if we get rid of them, there's still going to be that lord that's going to plan on something. So, anybody got any ideas of how to deal? Like, we don't need to kill him. We could knock him out, maybe trap him somewhere. I don't know, but I could do
I,
this trapdoor thing, but and then Blake just shrugs.
I remember in the chat there was talk of getting Victorio to step on a trap door that drops him in front of a cannon. Um,
That would probably be
uh,
Brax.
yeah, there was that. And then, because apparently some people didn't know this, the Sea Maidens Fair has access to guns. I call them hand cannons in World, but their drow security uses guns. Y'all saw them use it at the Court of the Dancing Moon. They follow D&D gunslinger rules.
I don't know how much help this will be, but I'm learning how to summon stuff. What if I summoned a bunch of creatures to make the chaos more chaotic? Could that help?
Probably.
Maybe.
Maybe cause a mix up while they're dealing with each other and then that stuff. Yeah, I could see it being a bit of a chaotic mess at that point.
Schema says, "You could just take a play from our book, summon image of Xanathar. That's what we did at the moon dance, and it freaked everybody out so much. that what we did was kind of hidden in the chaos.
Well, if I am able to get Nilhor or someone else involved in this, I don't know if I want to involve illusionary Xanathar, but maybe, just maybe.
Okay. Whenever y'all are ready, we can end the day and we'll go back to the school.
Um, yeah, I think for me, I would probably just kind of nod at the group while we're finalizing the discussion, and I'll be like, well, I guess we'll go rest and figure out some other ideas while we're dealing with class.
All right. Sounds like everybody's ready for the next day.
Yep, and she shrugs, makes the hill giant shrugs at the same time, and he walks into his room.
And the hill giant just follows you up the room.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Schemo again says, "All right, I'm gonna go pretend to be our lawyer and talk to my friends. I'll see y'all tomorrow, okay?" And he leaves. The next day, y'all all get ready and you head over to El Torchel Academy for young wizards and sorcerers. Let's see, everybody who has a disguise needs a little icon. Okay. So once again, y'all arrive to the school, and y'all have the option of arriving early and talking to the teachers beforehand, or you can arrive and go straight to class. Which would y'all like to do?
I'll go to the breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I assume other teachers are teaching my students like Bob Lee and Zanalana, right?
No, class hasn't started yet. You're getting there early.
Well, no, I mean not automatically. I'm just saying in general, other teachers are helping teach my students that I got.
Oh, yeah, your students cycle out. There's like 3 periods a day.
Gotcha,
Yeah, so you're doing like a 2-hour lecture 3 times a day. All right,
gotcha. Yeah,
everybody go ahead and roll initiative for today.
okie dokie.
I'll go ahead and roll for Schemo.
That shit. One time I don't want a nat 20.
A Inchi with the 20, Schemo with the 19. Kirby, what'd you get? A 17, and Blinken with the 14. Okay, so Inchi, you're up first. Today's breakfast is a bunch of eggs with some fancy steamed vegetables mixed into them. You get your breakfast, and you notice that the seating is a little bit different today. Today, Lady Faya, Lady Amala Castellanter, Lord Growlhound, and Lord Victoro Castellanter are all sitting up at the high table, eating their breakfast and talking to each other. They are all wearing black clothes today, which is odd that they're all matching like that. And then the other
Hmm.
teachers are here, and some students are here eating breakfast with Tenzuro. And also, you see this cat wandering around, and you know that these cats, they are imps in disguise. Where would you like to sit, Inchi?
Now, also, Lord Thesp and Mr. Scallarang are intentionally at their own table, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I think after Enchi grabs his food and he also like gathers a bit of food on the side so he can slip to Thorgrin later. I think he's gonna approach these main four up here. Lady Faya, Lady Amala Castletter, all those. He's gonna approach and say, uh, uh, sirs, ma'ams, I'd like to talk about Bob Lee.
And Lady Faya says, Professor, Master Grung, can this not wait until I am in my office? Please, we are having an important discussion up here.
And she nods. Yeah, yeah. I just think he's doing really well. When's a better time to contact you?
Come to my office during your free period, Master Grung, and I will be happy to discuss this with you. Thank you for taking an interest in your students.
And she nods at her. Then he nods at the rest. Uh, thank you. And then I think he'll go to sit down with Thesp and Scalaring.
Okay. Inchi, as you're walking away from this table, the nobles begin to whisper amongst themselves. Would you like to roll a perception check to see if you
I
can
would,
hear anything?
I would like to. Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
21.
With a 21, you are able to hear Lady Faya ask Lady Amala, "So, where is Destry working these days? I've seen him around here a few times, And Amala says, "Oh, nowhere important. We'll be able to replace him quickly." Inchi, you walk over to the table with Mr. Scalderang and Lord Thesp. They're both having a hoity-toity conversation about some new opera in town. Next up is Schemo Weirdbottle. He gets his plate of eggs and vegetables, and he just sits down at a table by himself, and he kind of starts poking at his eggs. Normally, he is a lot more talkative. He seems to enjoy putting on an act around all these nobles. Next up is Huel. Huel, you get your plate of eggs and vegetables. Where would you like to sit?
I grab
Or who would you
breakfast
like to
and
talk to?
I'd kind of just go and float around for now. Probably go sit with Schemo and like say good morning to everybody. Obviously coming in.
Okay, okay. Everybody says hello and hi to you. Some of the kids wave at you. They like your gardening class. They're learning a lot in it. But you sit down next to Schemo, and he is poking at his eggs. He's not really eating them a whole lot, which is weird because Schemo usually stays up late, parties all night, and he eats a lot of food so that he can keep his energy up. But you're looking at him poke at this egg, and he says, "Hey, Yule, you're from Baldur's Gate, right?
Just sit down and yeah.
Uh,
Come from
why
there.
why'd you leave Baldur's Gate? Come all the way up here to Waterdeep.
You know, to make a name for myself. So everybody knows Huel all the way from Baldur's Gate to here and
Uh,
even to Icewind Dale and further.
he smiles at that and says, "Yeah, want to see your name and lights around all of Faerun, huh?" He says, "Did you leave anyone behind? Did you have family or something?"
A couple of old bandmates and crew members, but I haven't gotten a letter for them in years.
He says, "I don't think I could ever do that. Strike out on my own. I mean, like I've always had my band, my family around me ever since I can't remember. There's been Davil and Istrid, and then that day that we found Zaraj. Uh, I don't know if I could do it like you do it."
You
Uh,
know, I don't know how to do it either. I'll tell them to eat up, like, eat your breakfast. You know,
He says, yeah, okay. And he cuts off just one bite of eggs and like he gets a steamed carrot on his fork and he manages to eat that. Blinken, oh shoot, Elzerna is with you, Huel, because she can't be more than 30 feet away from you. She is in her disguise as Stacy, your teaching assistant. Blinken, you have no disguise because you did not really lie about much in your interview. You have your plate of eggs and vegetables. Where do you want to sit? Who do you want to talk to?
I'm just gonna, just walk around, and nod, and then smile at people that either wave or say good morning or whatever, and I'll nod and say good morning, and then I kind of want to go towards Alchrist and that table there,
Okay.
and see what's going on. Like I'm like basically walking towards them, and at the same time, kind of looking back and forth at the crowd, and especially the people that are dressed in all black.
Yep. Yep.
And then I just head
Yes.
back, look back at all Chris, and while I'm sitting down, hey, good morning. Uh, does anybody know why? I'm sorry, but I don't know. I don't know if you know, but I don't know why they're dressed all black. What's going on there?
As you sit down and you ask this cat that's right here, looks at something across the room and dashes off towards it.
Okay.
Um, and runs through the wall and runs out of this room. You sit down at the table and you ask that question, and Juster, the tiefling master of arts, just kind of laughs and eats some more eggs off of his plate. And Ulcris says, "Oh, Master Blinken, do you not know about the society?"
Uh, uh, Now, when you say the society like that, is it and I kind of shrug. I don't know what is it, like a secret group or something?
It is a group of nobles. They are said to worship something, someone. I believe it's some kind of devil, but how much they worship this is unknown. Of course, devil worship is legal in Waterdeep, and we have had noble families that worship various devils over the generations, but the society has recently grown in membership. A lot of the nobles have been joining up as they say it brings them prosperity through the next stage of Waterdeep.
Interesting. That's good to know.
Joester says, "Look, look, it's probably not a big deal. I'm a tiefling, and some people have worshipped me, thinking I would grant them mysterious gifts. They've probably been fooled by some devil from the upper hells that managed to convince them it's a demon lord. Adds a little gold to their endowment every year, and in turn they worship it and offer it animal blood as a sacrifice. These things, it is something that the nobles do to feel important, even though it's not really all that impressive when you look at what they do."
So it's just some type of belief to something. Okay. I guess that explains all black. Okay.
He says, Alker says, "Yes, they're going to have one of their meetings down in the basement today." He says, "You should stay out of there, Master Blinken. Do not let curiosity get the best of you. They are very protective of their little group, their little club."
Okay. And I nod and said, "Good to know. Yeah, that seems kind of fishy, anyways, going down the basement." So, uh, understood. I don't want to deal with that. And I kind of chuckle at that idea.
Yes, yes, quite. Okay. We're gonna send everybody off to their classes. So Lord Victoro goes to his auditorium to lecture with Lord Growlhound, who is a guest lecturer this week. Lady Fea and Lady Castellanter are going to the administrative office, which is over here. Thesp to his classroom. Huel and Stacy, Inshi and Thorgren, and Blinken to his guild class. Okay, I think that's all right. Okay, so back to the top of the turn order, and like I said, I'm going to try to get through 3 days this session. So we'll do 3 classes and 3 free actions for the day, and then at that point, y'all should have everything ready for the heist, which is going to happen the next day. Okay?
Okay.
All right, Inshi, it is your turn. You are teaching your class. You got your favorite students here. You got Bob Lee. You got
Shit, I had a note of this. Hold on.
young Lord Listerine, I believe, was one of them.
It's Wixer Fire Knight, Bob Lee, Zanalana, Listery Wallace, Bixby Elf Boy, and Race
Okay.
Kenneth.
Okay. They are all in there. The last time you taught them to duck and roll out of the way of attacks, and you also taught them that pretending like you're about to cast Fireball is one of the most powerful magics you can do.
Yes, so I have taught them how to dodge, weave, and also minor illusions. That is specifically what I've taught them.
Yes, okay. What would you like to teach them today?
All right, kids, all you hear, and she just goes through and counts them by hand instead of like calling them out.
Okay.
And as long as they're all here, okay. All right, kids. How do you feel with our last couple of classes? Do you feel safe? Do you feel like you know how to dodge, how to weave, how to cower?
They all nod their heads. They're great at dodging and weaving and cowering. A couple of them raise their hands and say that they would like to learn magic now. Not just illusions, but real magic, one of them says.
And she points right towards Listery Wallace, who just asked that. Yeah, I appreciate your enthusiasm, Mr. Wallace, but we're still going to be taking it slow. I would like to introduce you guys to more complex magical theories, but and she addresses the whole class. You got to understand, my first and foremost goal is to protect you guys. This is magical defense, not offense. You understand?
Mm-hmm. They say, yeah, yeah.
While we are going to continue how to cower, I will teach you guys individually how to cast bigger illusions. I know, it's not what you wanted, but it is the best starter to defense. So everyone, line back up.
They seem, a little bit confused. So Bob Lee is first in line. What are you going to teach him?
Let's see. Let me pull up minor illusion. How you can make it bigger through higher level spells. Maybe that's a
think
different
there's
spell.
Major illusion.
That might be it. Let me look it up.
Hmm.
Yeah, major image. Here we go. Okay, so Bob Lee's first in line,
Yep.
and she puts his hand on his shoulder and says, now look, this is bigger than last time. It's stronger.
Okay. Okay.
Don't be afraid if it don't work the first time. We're all learning here, class.
Okay.
Now, the wrist movements I showed you last time, this time I want you to spread your arm length, your width. This is going to require shoulder movement. This
Okay.
is a flux out, and she like kind of pinches his index finger and his thumb together and flexes like outside of his body and bring it back in and
Okay.
expel. And after Inchi expels, he uses Major Image to create a mirror image of Bob Lee right in front of him.
He goes, oh, and he ducks and he cowers and he rolls.
No. Bob, your job is to cast a firebolt right at yourself. But at that one, not you.
Okay. All right. And she roll your performance to see how well you teach today.
Well, dude, I'm trying real hard. Please give me something. God damn it.
Bob Lee does manage to hit himself with a firebolt, but not his major image himself. And he goes, oh, and like there's a burn through his nice noble clothes. And the rest of your students who get off these common
Bob, go see a nurse. Now, go.
children are teaching their children different parts of the chorus because there's going to be a choral segment to kick off the talent show in a few days. Huel, what did you want to be teaching your class today during herbology? Herbology.
Did the field trip last time.
Yep, last time you taught them how to get good soil. They brought back worms from the outside to put in their soil here in the herbology classroom. So you've taught them pots and you've taught them soil.
Yeah, I didn't really think about this. Huel's just looking around. He's
One of the students says, my father actually has some magic seeds for plants that come alive and walk around. He says that they are great defensive tools. He got it from a druid on some travels years back. Master, what did you say your name was, Huel?
oh god.
Yeah, because you're disguised as a half orc,
think-
as your teacher persona.
I think I said Billis.
Billis, Master Billis, can we plant these?
Of course, and yeah, he'll look over these magical seeds and plant them.
Yeah, so yeah, Huel, you're looking at your notes for the day and you got nothing. The student asks that and you go, yeah. Cut to 1 hour later, there are 3 plants the size of children running around your herbology classroom like throwing clay pots at your students. What do you do? The students are screaming. Elzerna looks scared. She's holding up a book to defend herself. Little Inchi says, you have grown an army of monsters, Huel. I never thought I would like you as much as I like you now.
It was an accidental army, but
One of the little plants is like walking up to you and it goes, blah, 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 and its fist is actually like caught in a clay pot and it's swinging that around back and forth in front of it and it's walking up closer to you and closer to you. What do you do?
I was thinking on casting Enlarge and Reduce, but that's concentration, but I'm concentrating on
Yep, Elzerna.
yeah.
So you can cast a different type of magic spell, just not one that's concentration.
All my spells are concentration.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
The children are screaming. They're covered in dirt and like bits of clay pot. They're being menaced by like 2 plants. The children are standing on the table. 2 plants are menacing them standing from the floor.
I would grab Stacy and just like throw her, not throw her to the table, but put her under the table and like cover up with the cloth. Just like don't come out for like 5 seconds.
Okay.
And then I would
Ah.
I'm like, oh, cover your face. Don't let the kids see you. And
Okay.
unconcentrate
She
on
hides
her spell for a second. I want to cast enlarge and reduce on the plants.
on the plants. Okay. I'll say they're all together in a group, menacing you and the children, and they're going ooga booga booga boo, and then you make them bigger or smaller.
I'm trying to reduce them so I can get them in pots and
Okay, yeah. You
get
make
like
them
time up.
smaller. Yeah, they go from like full-sized flower pots to like little succulents.
Yeah, I get the like mesh or like rope that ties up the plants and kind of get them in place.
Okay, all right, yeah. You tie them together, and they're like squirming and struggling, and they're going ooga booga booga boo. All
You see,
right,
we
so
learned
you
an important lesson. We don't play with magic beans.
roll a performance for the day.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So with that, you actually managed to pull a good lesson out for these children. Huel, as you are teaching or wrapping up for the day, or wrapping up this lesson for this period that got particularly rowdy, one of those cats jumps in through the wall right here, and it gets up on the desk or table here, and it starts walking around, and it looks at just the absolute mess that's in your classroom, and then it looks over at you and it kind of sniffs in the air, and then it hops down off the table and it jumps through the wall. And you remember Schema Weird Bottle telling you that these cats are imps in disguise. Okay, Blinken, over to you for your class for today.
Yeah. I think what I'll do is for today, I'm gonna look at the children. And it's like, all right, I think I've come up with an idea of what we would do for the stage, and I unroll, the blueprint for the kids. And I'm like, okay, so this is just a general idea, and again, this is the importance of why you measure thrice. And I look at Tinsel will be like thrice, and then you cut once. And
Okay.
and basically the blueprint kind of shows. Did I get notified of what type of show or whatever, or is it just some type of I guess general talent show thing, right? It doesn't
Yeah, it's a
necessarily.
general yeah, it's a general talent show. They're all going to sing a song together at the start and then perform an individual talent.
Okay, so basically, I'll point out at like the back area, like the back right area of the area there of the stage is like I'll like point at that small area and be like, okay, so I've drew up little benches here. They're about about a foot per height. So there's one down on the ground level, one at the top, right above it, and then one more row. So just in case, we have some kids there to sing a chorus, which we obviously know. And then over here, and I point towards the front, is where we'll put like a podium thing. So there's going to be a little section there where, we'll make sure whoever's going to be presenting there will have the area for themselves to do whatever they need to do. And then I'm like looking at the class. Are you all paying attention here?
Roll a performance check.
Okay. It's a 10.
It's a 10. The only person in this classroom that's paying attention to you is this cat right here that is taking a little nap on a desk that's by the wall. Everybody else looks kind of bored and disinterested.
Listen, this is important here because if we all kind of make a mistake, it's going to, not be as good. So, it will be rewarding once we do it. And I think we're going to try to at least look at how to compare the differences between a bad cut and a good cut tomorrow. So we'll get into a hands-on session there. I'll bring a few wooden blocks and we can figure that out. But yeah, it is important for you to know that the measurements need to be accurate in order to make sure we have a good little stage for us out there. Because we don't want to disappoint anybody around here. They deserve to have a little bit of a spotlight, so to speak, of what they're doing. So, and I'll just keep like rambling on and looking at pointing out different sections there and here, and then maybe have like a little ramp from the costume room and all this.
Okay. Blinken, if you're going to want help building the stage, then you need to make sure that these students actually know what they're doing. So let's use your role for today and tomorrow to see how well you teach these children woodcutting. And
Okay.
then that'll determine whether or not you have help building the stage
Yeah.
on your final day. Okay?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, that was your class period. So it's now everybody's free action where you can do whatever you want in the school. You can look for treasure, you can look for information, or you can prepare for the heist. Inchi, what would you like to do for your free action today?
All right. So was it Miss Castellator that offered to meet me at her office in my off hours?
Lady Fea.
Lady Faya.
Yes, she is the administrator of the school, Lady Fea El Torchel. Her office is right up here.
Okay. I think and she would like to go up to her office.
Okay, I'll drag your token over there. You want to go as your tall half elf form, or or do you want to be
Not,
standing on Thorgrim's shoulders?
I feel like it's necessary. I still want to go under the guise of one of the teachers.
Okay, yeah, it's absolutely necessary. Okay,
Yeah. So and she knocks on her door.
all right. And she knock on the door, and she says, come on in." And you open the door, and you walk in, and there is Lady Fea El Torchel, the manager for the academy, and Lady Amala Castellanter. You kind of shiver a bit as you step into the room. Lady Amala Castellanter is attempting to force your family off of their goblin land outside of Waterdeep so that the Castlanters can cut down all the trees and make a profit off selling the lumber. You remember that one of the reasons you wanted to do this heist was so that you could talk to the Castlanters about leaving your family alone. Remember that Victoro said if the goblins were willing to do something about the ruby rabbits, that he could see letting your family stay on the land for a while. And you also remember that the ruby rabbits promised to defend your goblin family if you got them some weapons.
And she looks at Lady Castellator, looks her up and down, and just gives a slight nod and says, "Ma'am."
She
You know,
gives you a uh-huh.
sorry, I'm just acknowledging her presence.
Okay, she gives you a very polite nod back, and Lady Fea says, "Master Grung, you told me earlier that you had some questions about Bob Lee. The Lee family, they are very generous. They donate to the endowment every year, so if Mr. Lee is having any problems, I would enjoy hearing about them. Please, let me know your concerns."
Uh, you see, I actually have really enjoyed Mr. Lee's presence in my class. I think he's doing better than most. I was wanting to mostly congratulate his performance, actually. But there was a setback today. He did in fact hurt himself while casting a spell.
And Lady Fea stands up and says, "Is he all right? Do we need to
Yeah,
bring in his parents or take him to the medical wing?"
I sent him to the medical wing. I really hope he has gone there. Someone should check up to see if he did go. I would like to make sure he's okay. Um, but I think that brings up my point. I Today was a bit of a setback, and I hope I'm not confusing the kids. Do you have any insight on these students of mine? I don't want to fail them, and seeing one of them hurt today was distressing.
They ask you a few more questions about the nature of the injury, and you tell them it was just a firebolt that Lee accidentally cast on himself. And they assure you that the mages will be able to handle it. They'll give him a healing potion in the health ward of the school, and that he will be all right. And then Lady Amala, who no one has really had a chance to talk to a lot in this campaign, says, dearie, no, that's not a good voice. Dearie, you needn't worry about that. These students, they need to be toughened up just a little bit. It is not easy to lead a noble house, to do the things that need to be done. We cannot have the upcoming generation being soft now, can we?
And she looks at her. Yeah, but it's important that this coming generation be safe more than anything.
She says, yes, yes, of course, and that's why we have the health ward nowadays. I remember when me and Faya were young students at the school, we had to bring our own health potions in case something happened to us. And she says, my Faya, do you remember the fights we used to get up to in these halls? And Lady Faya says, oh, yes, Amala, it used to be such a different type of school. And they
Ah,
just kind of politely joke and chatter back and forth dressed in all black.
I feel a little underdressed. Should I have worn something different?
And they say, oh no, Master Grung, this is for, well, this is part of our religious garb. We're going to have a ceremony later today. Prayers for our Lord down below.
Is this like a school religion? Because I don't want to, make sure the kids don't know the religion they, should be following.
uh, Lady Amala and Fea notice that you don't stumble at all when they say they worship something down below. And Lady Fea says, no, no, this school has no religion. We cater to the lords from all over Faerun and here in Waterdeep, so we respect everyone's religion. But me and Amala, we are part of a society that worships something powerful and brings us good luck and good health year round, and us nobles, we need all the help we can get with everything that is arrayed against us these days. The citizens are not grateful for the work that we do. The guilds are trying to take away everything that we have built, and then we have to deal with these extremists in Laurel Silverhand's city council, and these extremists outside the walls with the ruby rabbits. It is a difficult time to be a noble, and we need all the help we can get, and our society allows anyone to join Master Grung. So if you are really curious where true power lies, we would love to show you.
Uh, if this religion can help be taught to my students, I think they could use the luck.
Lady
Uh,
Lady Fea says, I cannot emphasize enough, do not teach religion at the school. That is very much against the rules. We will get in big trouble for it.
and she throws up his hands. Okay, okay. Can the luck from your God help me teach my kids?
She says, if it's what you most desire in the world. See, the way our God works is if you give him something, he'll give you something. He always makes a good deal.
And she squints a little. Who's your God, ma'am?
She says, one of the oldest and most ancient gods in all of Faerun. Some people say nasty things about him, but we believe that he has looked out for all of Faerun and all of humanity and elven kind. He's led us to prosperity over the generations. And she says, with a lower voice, her head bowed in respect, Lord Asmodeus watches over us all.
As Asmodeus. I don't think I've heard of him.
Uh, roll a history check.
Okay. I'm guessing I should have heard of him. Because I got a 20.
Yeah, so Asmodeus is literally the devil from the Bible.
Okay. Um,
Yeah, so this woman just said, I worship the god of devils.
okay, I feel I'm sorry, I don't know why that caught me off guard. Um uh and she I think Itchy has to stifle his own laugh and says uh, I, okay, I, I would like to consider um helping you worship uh worship him. Uh, but I think right now my time is spent with these kids, with helping them study.
He says, If you truly wish to join the Asmodeus Society, go home tonight and pray to the Lord below. And if your heart is true, he will come to you and tell you what needs to be done.
Mhm, mhm.
We are having a very big and we would love it.
uh, yeah, I'll consider it. If you don't have any more insight into my students, I think I will leave you be, ma'ams, ladies.
They say, have a good day, Mr. Grung. I will be sure to check on Bob Lee and ensure that the mages took proper care of him. Inchi, as you leave, again, they start to whisper to each other again, and you close the door, but you have the chance to roll a perception check or a stealth check to see if you can overhear their conversation.
Uh, which one would you rather, perception or stealth?
Well, you did perception last time. Do stealth. Like, see if you can, like, make it look like you close the door, but you leave it open so you can
Okay.
hear their conversation.
3.
So you don't manage to close it all the way, and you hear Lady Faya say, Master Grung, please close the door when you leave my office.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you close it all the way, and that is your action for the day. Schemo's action for the day is he talks to Scalderang about something. Huel, what would you like to do for your action today? You have Stacy with you as always. You've managed to tie up these 3 little trees, and you've put them back to their normal size, but you have them all tied up and like attached to stakes, like you know how you do for like jade plants or like bonsai trees. You like tie them to stakes so they grow right. You've done that to these plants, and they're squirming around. And you've put the proper spells back on Elzerna for her disguise. What do you do for your action?
What comes to mind is we're like gonna cut them out from under the stage, right? Like maybe there's like a sewer or something that connects to inside the academy here. I'm just gonna be
So
going
they
looking around for like a grates and plumbing and stuff like that.
So over here, remember they do have privies, and they are attached to Waterdeep's sewage system. So you know, and they're pretty directly attached to it. You know, because this is the ground floor, and then there's a basement. You're not sure what's directly below these privies, but you do know that Lady Faya said that it empties out into the sewage. She said that when she was showing you around the school. She was very proud to have one of Waterdeep's oldest indoor plumbing systems here at the academy.
Hmm. I'd basically just be trying to like follow it and like look and see, like, could a person fit in there,
Okay, all right. So you and Elzerna and her disguise are right here, and you're like heading into the men's bathroom right here, and Elzerna doesn't follow you, and she's like, "That's for boys. I can't go in there."
Oh, geez, you're right. I'm trying to get to like the lower parts. Stacy, you know how to get to like the lower parts, the point of like the basement?
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna like examine the toilets themselves. So Elzerna, as Stacy points to the staircase right here, and she says, "All of those staircases lead downstairs into the dungeon. But in my 2 years of coming to this school, I've never been down there. They say it's defunct and dangerous, and that no one should go down there."
Yeah, you see, that's probably where they're hiding all the good stuff, and then I'll try to make my way down there.
All right, so you walk up to it, and as always, there is a guard standing in front of it. This is not a city watch. This is a El Torchel royal family guard. And when you try to like walk past, he says, "Oi, oi, master of whatever you're master of, you got no business by this staircase. The dungeon below is sealed off due to its danger, and the area above is the dormitories, students and mages only."
I mean, there seems to be a blockage in the one privy there.
He says, "Oh
I
yeah."
was just investigating a bit further. I noticed it was clogged.
He says, "Well, there ain't nothing down in the basement that'll help you with that. Basement's older than this floor up here is, so if there's any plumbing, it's in between the floors and it goes out of the school that way.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, basement's older than the plumbing system in Waterdeep, sir. Whereas the ground floor that you're standing on is a little bit newer."
I see. I see. And I just made my way back over to the bathroom there,
Okay.
and kind of just tell Elzerna / Stacy just to keep an eye out for me. I'll go in and look.
Okay, so you head on into the men's bathroom. There are 3 stalls in here that smell pretty rank, smell like a medieval bathroom. There's some incense burning on a counter right here to try to help with that. And there's also a water basin that has some warm water for washing your hands. Roll an investigation check on these privies.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
Hey,
What I'm
very
looking for
nice.
is basically if I was to shrink myself, because well, we're all fairly small, you know.
Uh huh.
If I was to shrink myself down to like a small creature,
Uh huh.
like the size of a little inchy or even smaller, if I could fit in these pipes.
So with that investigation check, you look at it and you think like, yeah, a creature, especially the size of an animal like little Inchy, or even a mouse, maybe even a cat, could wiggle through one of these pipes down into the larger sewage network. And little Inchy even volunteers and says, "Can I'd love to go through there and see what I can find, boss."
You stick your head in there.
He goes, yes, absolutely. And he
Yeah,
hops off of your shoulder and he just flies directly into the toilet, and you hear like a whoop sound as he just flies down the pipe, and you hear like a little splashing sound, and then you don't hear anything, and little Inchy is just kind of gone for now.
it's like sitting there
Uh,
waiting for him to come back.
you hear a few minutes later, like there's a knock on the door, and you open it, and Stacy is standing out there, and like little Inchy is standing on the floor beside her, just covered in like shit and piss, and like the goblin or
Mm.
the imp on the inside of it has just like opened the beak of the raven, and he's like grabbing the shit and piss, and he's like washing himself with it like it's
Mm.
soap in his on his body. And he goes, "So, boss, it goes through some pipes in the floor big enough for me to get through, and then it empties out into a main sewage basin about 30 yards north of here.
30 yards north. Gotcha.
And that connects you to Waterdeep's wider sewage system. So if you were wanting to use it as an escape route, you can. Uh, I also saw one of those marks that shows you how to get to the Thieves Guild hideout.
These go.
Yeah, so every time you've been in the sewers, the Thieves Guild has marked the sewers, and it'll always point the way to the Xanathar Thieves Guild hideout. So anytime a member of the Thieves Guild hops in the sewers, they can find their way there.
Ah, I see.
Little Inchy takes like a bit of the goop that's on him, like just on his finger, and he smiles and he starts brushing that goop against his teeth to brush his teeth.
Yeah, that's maybe don't do that. Inchy. It's a little we're trying to lay low here, you know?
He goes, "I just did what you told. What did you think would happen?
I mean, I thought you were just gonna go to the end of the pipe and come back, not
The end of the pipe is got me looking like this, bud. It's a pipe full of poop."
his whole face like whinges and shrinks up like he bit a lemon, and he's like, I don't want to climb through there.
Yes, it's a great escape route, boss. As Big Inchy always says, no one wants to go in the poop, so no one will follow you.
I
And
mean,
I remember this scene from Johnny English.
Elzerna like gags a little but catches herself so she doesn't throw up on the floor. All right, Blinken, what do you want to do for your free action today?
I think what I'll do is, once I got the kids out of the way, show them the ropes of the blueprint, I'm gonna head over to the stage area and kind of look around and, get my notes right while I'm looking through the blueprints. But at the same time, I'm just kind of seeing how the stage is built before I, fabricate something and more detail if I could just kind of, look through everything and see how the costume room is and maybe think about making a ramp and all that, just kind of getting an idea how well built this place is, right? So
Okay. Yep. So this room is really well built. It is their auditorium. They probably use it for a lot of things, so they've put effort into it. These seats aren't just like wooden chairs. They have cushioning in it. They have like nice velvet wrapped around the cushions, so it's comfortable to sit on. You remember last time you were here, you examined this area.
yeah.
It appears to like control some magic lights for the stage. And then I counted these chairs. There are about 40 chairs worth of places to sit here.
Yeah, I figured that. Okay.
Mhm.
um
And as you're taking these notes, Lord Victoro and Lord Growlhund are on stage, and Lord Victoro says, Now, Growlhund, we will give you a part to speak during the show in the coming days, or in a few days. There will be a lot of noble families gathered here. It is your chance to make good pledges to all of them and tell them how you are going to really bring the nobles back to power. You know, some of these minor lords and ladies, they will throw their vote in behind guild masters because they're so poor, they're practically guilds themselves. But we need every bit of help we can get in this election. And I'm going to speak to the Black Staff about moving this election up. Waterdeep has been out without an open lord for a week now, and already it's falling into chaos. Look at what happened to my family. And Lord Growlhund says, "Yes, of course, Master Castellanta. I agree. The sooner this election is done, the better for everybody. I just hope that those dastardly guilds don't try to do anything and elect or put one of their own guild masters in the race for Open Lord." And Victorio says, "Yes, it's very concerning that the guild masters haven't put forth a candidate yet. Most confusing. I wonder if they're up to anything." And Growlhund says, "Yes, those dastardly guilds." Blinken, did you want to do any specific actions in here?
Yeah, I'm just gonna like I said, look around and then like maybe approach, once they're done talking, one of them, and I don't care who really, but pretty much what I want to point out is seeing if once it gets closer, maybe a day before the talent show or whatever, I want to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that during my class period that if A, it's okay to be here to start prepping and building things, and B, making sure that people will know about it so that it'll be empty when we're doing it.
Yeah, so this is Victorio's classroom, so you would talk to him.
Okay.
He says, "Yes, Mr. Blinken. I was told that you would need the final day of classes here, basically their Friday.
Right.
Uh, you'll build the stage on Friday for the talent show on Saturday night."
Right. Okay. So yeah,
He
I was
says,
just
"And
like verifying
yes,
that.
yes, I will not be here that day, and the children have been told to stay away from this unless they are cleared to work with you to build the stage."
And then with that, Blinken nods, and I'm like, he's like, yeah, I'm just making sure, because obviously, um, I'm just trying to get the dimensions right for the show. So thanks for the heads up, and I wanted to, make sure everything is okay on your end. And I already made some blueprints, and the kids kind of read through it. So we're gonna try to dig in a little deeper, so I can, teach them some more about it, and we're gonna do this project for you.
Okay. So Lord Victorio Castellanter and Lord Grauhund, they're dressed in all black. As you step away from them, they begin talking to themselves, to each other, in a whispered tone. Would you like to eavesdrop on their conversation?
Yes, I would.
Go
um,
ahead and roll a perception check. You know,
okay,
it's a big room. You're studying the acoustics, so you figure out that there's like a place here where
okay,
their voice bounces off like the walls or something, and you can actually hear it without being close. So roll a perception to see how well you can find that spot.
all right. Rolling now. Ooh, I rolled good. 18 total.
18.
Yeah.
Okay. So you hear Lord Grauhund say, "So, Victoro, if the sacrifice is still on, are you sure it's going to be everything we wanted it to be? I forget the specifics. Your plans change so much." And Victoro says, "Oh, Grauhund, yes, Elzana's kidnapping has thrown my plans into disarray, and I had to bargain again with that half-demon lord. But no, no, our plans for disabling the Xanathar are in motion. By the end of that talent show, I will have more power than he, and he will have less power than he's ever had before. The Xanathar will be nothing but a sewer rat by the time we're done with him."
Okay.
Okay. All right. It is the end of the day, and I'm not gonna take everyone back to the yawning or to Troll Skull Manor. I'm just gonna kind of gather you all here and let y'all
Okay.
talk to each other, and then we'll start the next day. unless there's something that y'all determine you have to do outside of the city.
Not me.
Can Inchi enter into the manor last?
Troll Skull Manor?
Yeah.
Sure. Why?
Inchi barges in through the door, looks at all of them, and says, they worship a really bad dude.
Who
DM,
specifically?
can you please remind me?
Asmodeus.
As Modius. You know him?
Asmodeus. I mean, not particularly. I've heard the name. I don't know specifics of this. What? So he's a really bad dude.
Inchi nods. Really, really bad dude.
I look at.
And they're teaching kids.
Well, yeah, that's a bad thing. I look at the other people. Anyone heard of this Asmodeus? Because if it is a bad thing, then yeah, we got to figure this out. Because from what I understand as well, and I look back to Inchi, it's gonna basically involve Xanathar. That's what they're sacrificing for.
They're sacrificing for Xanathar?
Yeah, something about sacrificing for the greater good to take over or to get rid of Xanathar. So maybe the Xanathar thing might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, they're gonna try to disable the Xanathar by sacrificing something to their god.
Yeah.
They wanted to sacrifice Elzerna and Tinzero, but they're settling for Tinzero and someone else.
Oh, Nilhor would like to know about this.
All right. So yeah, if you want to bring that up to him, that that's up to you. But I think again that might benefit us too if they know about it in advance, so we could do something about Victoro and them. Because I have a feeling if we bring Xanathar over there, they might have a nice little battle going on. And again, I look at Schemo, making sure that the kids stay in their designation, and all hell would break loose, so to speak. I think that would be a good plan. I don't know about you all as I look at the other guys.
Schemo is like, he's pale in the face. He has light blue skin, but the color has drained out of it somewhat. And he says, Inchi, are you sure they said Asmodeus? Not some devotee of Asmodeus. Like,
They
they're
said
actually worshiping Asmodeus.
they said
Lord of the Nine
Asmodeus.
Hells. Lord
That
of
one.
the Nine Hells, Asmodeus.
Yes.
Like gets close to you.
And
The
she grabs
greatest
him by the
demon that's ever lived.
and she grabs him by the shoulders and shakes him a little. Yes, that one.
Just a second. Asmodeus, the Lord of Lies.
Yeah, it sounds
Asmodeus,
like it's
Supreme Master of the Nine Hells.
Okay, I get it. He's bad,
The
but
rebellious one. The
Oh.
reigning serpent. The
Okay.
Asmodeus.
yeah, okay.
yeah. It sounds like a certain cart dealer I know, and I stare daggers at little Inchi.
And like Schema Weird Bottle is putting his hands to his head and running his fingers through his hair. The salesman is an avatar of Asmodeus. That's what we were playing games with. Oh gods, oh gods. And Lil
I-
Inchi is there just covered in shit and smiling at all of you.
I
God.
knew I could trust him.
I knew you're a piece of shit as I look at the little imp. There's shit everywhere.
He's just looking up at you and smiling. He's as happy as a pig and shit.
So I look at everyone else. That is bad. Yeah, we need to stop that. I think too. But the question is, they're going to, and I look at Elzerna as well. I mean, they're going to sacrifice your brother, and I look at everyone else. Who else would they sacrifice, or what else would they sacrifice? And I look back at Elzerna. Do you have any idea?
When Huel spied on the meeting that the Castellanters had with Avi the salesman, they said they would get him some other Castellanter that lived in the city. And one of the first things that Inchi overheard when he was eavesdropping today is they were talking about replacing Destry Castellanter at whatever job they have him doing now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, where's Mr. Destry? Where did he go?
And then
Uncle Destry?
yeah, I'm like, just kind of having a brain blast. I'm like, oh yeah, he's related. That night? What? Why? I look back. Why? I just like stammer and all that. It's like, what's going to happen to him?
I heard them talking about him this morning. I think they have plans for him. I think we need to find him.
And also, question, what? And then, like, I look at everybody else. Does everybody know when? It sounds like it's going to be tonight, then, if that's the case. So, ideas. I'm open for anything.
They did offer for me to join them.
What would you do if you joined them? That's the thing. I mean, there's going to be a group of. And
I don't want to join them. It's Asmodeus.
I get that, but you could always be like, "Oh Lord, Asmodeus." You don't actually have to like actually be believers like them. But and I look at Elzerna, they're cultists. So what?
Yeah, the society. I've told you this.
Yeah, I get that, but this is bigger. This is Asmodeus, as I keep pointing at Schemo. So many nicknames, which means it's bad. So what?
Yes, I've heard the prayers. The Supreme Master of the Nine Hells, Lord of
Okay.
Nessius, Lord of the Night, the Lord below, Lord of the Ruby Rod, Lord of Lies, Prince of Evil, God of Evil. I've been saying these prayers since I was a little girl. It's just normal to me. I didn't know it was a big deal.
Well,
It's
I mean-
normal.
And she squints at her.
Yeah, I'm
So
squinting too.
Did you ever question the religion your parents taught you when you were my age? Or did you just go along with it? Look, I ran away. I didn't want to be a part of it anymore. I figured out it was bad. I just didn't know it was this bad.
We worship soup. You worship a devil.
You
Okay.
worship
You
soup.
know, Mama was a drunkard. Dad was a drunkard. There was no religion in my house.
And she snaps and points to heel. Yeah.
See?
They called him the Old Hoof and Horn. I thought he was some kind of goat god.
And like I'm like, Blinkett's just face palming, trying to figure out what to do now. So we're dealing with this, and from what I understand, since they're all dressed in black, they're sacrificing, and I think they're sacrificing Destry. So we have to either A, let this happen, or B, find Destry somehow. Who the hell? And I look at everyone else. Did anybody get kept in contact with him? Because he kind of just says goodbye and left. So I don't know how to contact him. Maybe, and then like I'm like fumbling through myself. I could probably send a little note thing that everybody else does and see if they could find him. But
Yeah, the paper bird. You could send a message to him, tell
Yeah.
him to get in contact with you.
So-
You also remember your first day here at the academy. He was here while y'all were getting a tour. He's working
true.
for Victoro, basically doing whatever Victoro needs. So Victoro would know where he is.
Okay. So, couple options. I think one is mandatory, so I'm going to send out the paper bird, addressing the Destry and say meet up at at this location, and we will
Okay.
discuss on what to do or why. I'll just say something like meet up here at this location, urgent, and be careful along those lines to this message.
Okay. All right. You send that out. You fold up the plastic or the paper bird, and this is all happening at Troll Skull Manor. I'm just not taking y'all everywhere. You throw it out. It finds an open window and it flaps away, presumably on its way to Destry. The fact that the magic worked and that the bird was able to take flight tells you that Destry is alive and somewhere in the city.
Okay.
Otherwise, the magic wouldn't work.
Right. So, I'm looking at everybody else. Well, that's a good sign as I point it flying away. So what else are we gonna do?
Instead of, we don't know where Destry is. Would it be easier to follow Lady Faya or Lady Castellanter?
Do you think it's wise? Like, I don't want to get
And,
too
and she
involved.
shrugs.
Like
And
because
she shrugs. It would be easier to follow them than to find Destry.
I mean I don't want to get too involved because obviously they know who I am and I don't want to ruin that. So just in case we get caught or something, but I mean I guess we could use a disguise kit or something, but we need it's either we follow her or hope that message is sent true and he'll read it and take it seriously.
I can still go in my teacher disguise as Mr. Grun is they invited me. I'm just afraid they're gonna make me shake Mr. Asmodeus's hand. Cause he almost made me shake it whenever I was trying to escape that butthole, and I point to Schemo.
He says, Schemo says, there's no way that the salesman is all of Asmodeus. There's just no way. Legends say that when Asmodeus walks the material plane, he puts himself in an avatar. He takes a section of his power and he puts it inside an avatar, either a complete projection or some kind of willing creature that gives its soul up to Asmodeus. So the salesman, Avi, he's a piece of Asmodeus. He's not the full thing.
Well, that avatar is messing with my mom, and I want to stab him.
And Schemo says, "Oh, he's messing around with your mom."
Okay.
Yeah. Why? What do you know?
He says, "He seems like a very charming man, you know."
No, he's messing with my mom. He's not charming.
Okay. So they did tell you that if you wanted to join the Asmodeus Society, that you would need to start praying to Asmodeus tonight.
They told me I can pray to Asmodeus, and that would help me join them. And she taps his fingers. How do I even pray?
Well, and little Inchi like perks up and like comes and walks up to you. Little Inchi walks up to normal Inchi and says,
And she throws a
Well-
dagger at Lil, and she.
he goes, "Ah!" He says, "Just think of something you want to need in your heart, something you have greed for, something you have lust for, something you would do anything to get. Think of that and pray to the Lord below that he will grant it to you, and that will draw him in. Your
And she's
greed
about
is how you can worship our Lord."
So, question, little Inchi, why are you helping us anyway?
"I'm here to make sure Huel pays his debt. Oh, by the way, Huel, in 2 days you owe 25 gold coins. I really thought this campaign would take place over more days and that you'd be making a lot more payments than one every 15 sessions, but you have coins due tomorrow."
Oh, geez. I'm gonna check my coin purse.
And she's raising another dagger to throw at little Inchi, biting his tongue, aiming his shot.
Little Inchi scoops off a piece of shit that was on the bird's wings, and he's also waiting to throw it back at you. So y'all are in a standoff now.
Listen, this is perfect. I'll use the payment. We can go see Ozymandias or Avi, whatever he's calling himself. We can confront him.
He has a lot of names.
He does.
Clearly.
The Cloven, the Reigning Serpent, the Raging Fiend.
And I'm pretty sure we owe him a cut of the vault. I agreed
Yeah.
to something.
Blinken agreed to give Avi 15% of Blinken's share of the Vault of Dragons, and Huel, you agreed to give 15% of your share to the Vault of Dragons. The Doom Raiders are planning on using the money they get from the Vault of Dragons, if they get the Vault of Dragons, to buy back Froggy's soul from the used cart salesman.
So,
Yeah, and the Castlanters want to use the money to buy up all the guilds. You're not really sure what the Xanathar would do with the money.
So do I pray to Asmodeus, or maybe do I just talk to Nilhor?
maybe Nilhor knows how to pray?
I don't think that's
I
what,
bet he does.
No, okay.
A goblin, a mind flayer, and a gnome pray to a demon lord.
Walk into a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you
So-
guys think? I think they are pretty good ideas.
I mean, I don't know which approach is better, because you all, apparently there's so many names of Asmodeus, but the fact of the
A
matter is,
rebellious one.
okay, if let's say if you go down the route of worshiping or praying to this thing so you could join whatever cult this is, what then? Like, are you cinched in? Do you have an out? Are they going to fucking, I don't know, cut up your insides and leave you to the goats? I don't know if you leave. Like,
Considering Huel is still making his payments to this god, I mean, I'm thinking of it this way. Nilhor has paid me. The Asmodeus Avatar has only tried to steal from me.
He has not tried to
I,
steal from you.
he has tried to steal my cut of the money, and uh, I I feel like Nilhor is the more trustworthy choice.
Okay, so you're saying you go down and talk to Nilhor about this situation. Now, if you do, I mean, it seems like yeah, they're like mortal enemies and all that. So, I think if you bring that over there, let's say if it does work, um, you know, would you think that he would bring like an army or something to deal with this, or would he care? You know.
If they're trying to mess with the Thieves Guild, I'm sure he'd do something. He cut open the head of Mr. Growlhound and stuck a brain inside of him. Maybe maybe he could.
Whoa. Hold on. Hold on. When was this?
Oh, a couple days ago. Yeah, they could stick a brain inside Mr. Castellator or Miss Castellator or Lady Thea. She could use a
So
new brain.
hold on. So you're saying Lord Growlhound, which I saw earlier today, is being controlled by who exactly?
Oh, Nilhor stuck a little brain inside him.
Okay, so there's that, and I look at the others. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and she would describe the whole event that took place, and then y'all could piece it together, especially with Schemo's help, that it is an intellect devourer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Nilhor has direct control of Lord Grauhund.
Hold on. So if he's being controlled by Nilhor, then Nilhor already knows about this.
Oh, maybe.
Don't you think? You know that should be a big problem if they're going to allow this to happen.
And she shrugs. I could still just ask.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
I mean, unless I could put a brain in you, so I could just ask you, so I don't have to walk
What?
down there.
Why don't you walk down there?
I mean, I can, but a brain would be easier if you'll just have the room for it.
Hold on. No, I don't think that's I don't think that's really how it works.
Yeah, you got a big head, Blinken.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Now
see,
why are you
you
talking
got
about my
room.
head?
Yeah, would Blinken actually be able to walk around if he had a brain in his skull? I assume the only reason he could walk upright is because his head is empty.
See, then there's plenty of room.
Okay. Besides the point, the if we'll say if Nilhor knows about this, why isn't he doing something? Because I think that's a pretty much what do you all call it? Or at least I think it would be called a security breach for them. Because if the sacrifice happens with Destry and his son at some point, then how much closer is this? And I'm not gonna say his goddamn name, then you're gonna say so many nicknames. If that shows up, wouldn't that be a bad thing?
I mean, I feel like we can still just ask Mr. Nilhor to get a straight answer.
Okay, so why?
Tell us.
They were robbing the Castellators a couple of weeks ago.
Hold on.
Months ago. Sorry. They're not friends.
Hold on. Okay, so and I look at everybody else. Then what do you think? Should we go down there with him and ask? Is this the thing to do?
It sounds like a plan.
The Hill Giant is still in the lobby, and she makes a nod.
All right. I look at Schema. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna just stay here, or are you gonna go with us?
He was in deep thought. Let him think.
Maybe he needs a brain.
Oh, my bad, I was muted.
Oh.
Schemo says, I have no idea what Xanathar's plans or involvement with the Vaults of Dragons is. I don't know if he knows about me or my friends, so I'm going to keep it that way and stay far away from him. So
Alright.
I won't be going with you. But if y'all could find out if he knows anything about the Doom Raiders going for the Vault of Dragons, I'd really appreciate it.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, and I look at Elzerna, you might want to stay with with her if that's possible while we're down there.
And Schema says, what am I, a royal babysitter? You kidnapped her?
I didn't kidnap her, and I point the other guys. They did.
And besides the point, I I'm not gonna bring her down in the sewers.
And Schema says, fine, fine, okay. Yeah, I can watch her for one night. That's it, though, okay? I don't do kids.
Okay, I mean, I appreciate it, but like, I don't think she needs to be down there.
Okay, I'm actually going to take y'all back to Troll Skull Manor real quick. I'm going to use the bathroom
Yeah.
while I think about what comes next.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm going to make myself a coffee.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. Is everyone ready?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that a yes from Alan and Kirby too?
I am.
Kirby. I hope he didn't go to sleep.
Wait, your name's Alan?
Yeah.
That's a good name.
Oh no, I broke the secret. I broke the code. Alan, he knows your real name. You gotta change your whole identity.
Yeah.
Your birth name not Schizo Freak?
Get your
Like,
go bag, man.
It's not like I did all this citizenship for nothing.
My life is a lie.
All right. Was everybody going with Inchi to the sewers?
That's
up
what I
to
was
them.
trying to. I was thinking, at least one of us should go there. But like, look.
I mean, that's what it sounded like because y'all asked Schemo to babysit
Yeah,
El
I
Zerno.
mean, that's pretty much. I mean, that's what I would assume. I don't know what Kirby would want to do, but yeah, that's what I want to do. Is like I wanted to at least go down there and observe what's going on because I don't really want to. Blinken doesn't want to like especially since it's Inchi's like guild, right? That
Yeah.
knows he just doesn't want to like step over boundaries and stuff. I'm gonna let him talk and hopefully it goes smoothly. Crossing fingers.
Okay.
I'm back.
Okay, good. So you're going to the sewers with Inchi.
Yeah, so we're all going, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, let me do some things on the Thieves Guild map. Okay, and let me drag a few tokens onto this map. On Roll20, drop the token. There we go. Okay, so y'all get down into the sewers, and Inchi starts showing y'all how to get to the Thieves Guild. He's shown you this before. Little Inchi is just happy to be in the sewers again, and he ducks under the water and comes back up and starts like uh uh swimming down in the water. Blanken, how do you feel about being down in the sewers?
Yeah. First off, like when she's going down the sewers, Blinken's just kind of, maybe dry heaving a little bit. He's done hard work before, and just kind of shakes his thoughts about like why would somebody enjoy the sewers, and while going down the sewers and stuff, he's still thinking about it, and when he finally enters, it's like he's overwhelmed with all the stench, and he's like clearing his throat but dry heaving at the same time. So he's like, ugh, ugh, and
She sniffs the sewage on his hand.
oh god, and and he looks around and just kind of take a deep breath, but that's a bad idea because it still smells like shit. So
Yeah. Aranex sends you the mental image of you like tripping and falling and dropping the stone of Aranex into the water. And then there's a mental image of a dragon flying you high into the sky and dropping you, saying,
Okay.
do not drop me in this water.
yeah, I kind of nod when that happens.
Okay. Y'all start walking along this path that Inchi takes you on, and then you start to hear the sounds of struggle. You hear the sounds of yelling and spellcasting and blades meeting. And you round this corner, and you see a few things. There is some person in a black cloak with a white mask casting spells towards a bugbear who is also fighting an imp. Two Kinku yell from this section of the sewers up here, and you appear to have stumbled into a fight between the Castellanters and their imps and their cultists, and Xanathar and his bugbears and Kinkus. What would y'all like to do?
Can she visibly see a purple rag on any of them?
Yes, the bugbear has a purple bandana tied around his ankle. You can't really see the Kinku yet, but you know that Xanathar employs Kinku all around the city. Xanathar will kind of employ anybody that people would consider a monster.
Well, then Enchi would like to walk up to the nearest cultist, cast fear on them, and say, "Hey, look over here!" And I wave my purple rag.
Okay. So can you put the description of fear
Yeah,
into
yeah,
the
I'm trying to
chat
find
for
it.
me? Okay.
Here we go.
Just a second. This to be just the basic cultist, but I also don't want it to be crazy. Oh shit. Just let me take a screenshot of something real quick, guys.
Okay.
Okay. So fear, they have to beat a spell save 14
Oh,
on a wisdom check, right?
yes.
Yes, they do. Look at his stats. Wisdom +2. Okay. So he got a 7. So Inchi, for your fear that you cast on this cultist, uh, it successfully takes hold of him, and you cast this on him, and you say, "Hey, look at this!" And he turns around and he sees the thing that he is most scared of in the world. He looks at you, and the fear magic, your illusion magic, covers your body, Inchi, and it makes you look like the head of a giant black snake with glowing red eyes and hundreds of razor sharp fangs in its mouth. And you open your mouth like you're gonna bite down and swallow this cultist. And he is filled with fear, and he is going to try to run away from you, right?
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
dash action to get away from you. Okay. Blinken and Huel, y'all have kind of snuck up in the middle of this fight, so if y'all want to have a surprise round to do something, you can.
Um,
If you want to have a surprise round to do something, you can.
yeah.
Don't hurt the
Okay.
guys in the purple rags.
Okay. So I'm just gonna sigh and just trying to get over the fact that I'm in a sewer full of shit. And look at this cultist running away, and I'm gonna bonus action cast ensnaring strike. Let me go ahead and do that. Boom. So
Okay.
I'm gonna use that and then pull out my bow and arrow and shoot at this cultist. They have to like make a spell save DC of 14. Looks like strength saving throw 14.
Yeah, strength saving throw.
So I'm gonna
And
roll
that's
the hit.
yeah,
And
if you hit. Yeah.
I'm gonna roll the hit and see if I, get him. Let me see. All right. That will be an 18 total to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the damage.
The damage.
Here to make it.
Ah shit, the cultist should have gotten advantage on that saving throw against Inchi, but oh well. Alright,
I'll roll damage right now.
do that.
And that's plus. Oh shit, that's plus 5, so 7. 7 damage.
7 damage. Alright, I'm gonna mark that on him.
Then he has to roll that strength save to see if he
Yes,
is
he does.
restrained.
And he gets +2 to this, so he got a 12.
So you need a
That
14.
does not beat your spell save. So he is ensnared, entangled. Something grows around his foot underneath the sewer water and keeps him in place. He trips and falls into the sewage water, and he's terrified. He's trying to get away from this black snake that is Inchi, but he can't because he's held to the floor of the sewer. Huel, what would you like to do?
He's ensnared to the floor. Huh?
Yep.
That I was gonna cast hideous laughter on him, but I'm gonna do the same
If-
thing. I'm gonna cast it on this other demon here to the left. I can see him around the corner.
Yeah, it's like an imp that's flying right here. And little Inchi goes, "Get him! Get that imp! Fuck other imps! I'm the only imp that matters."
Yeah, I mean, wait, what? And I'm gonna cast the spell
Okay.
just at level 1. There's no need to upcast it.
Yeah, it's just an imp. Tasha's hideous laughter. Okay.
Needs to make a DC
says-
Wisdom.
He says, heal, us imps, we have resistance to any magical effects. So I'm not saying your plan won't work, but I'm saying it has a chance to not work.
That's nice.
Oh, I see. I need a feather for the components. I'm gonna rip
He'll-
one.
He's gonna have advantage on the saving throw against this.
I'm gonna rip one of the shitty feathers off of him because I need for
Ah!
the
Okay.
components.
All right. What is Imp's got to beat a 15. His wisdom is +1. Okay. So the imp starts laughing. It stops flying. It holds its stomach. It's laughing so much, and it falls down into the sewage water.
You said you get advantage on that, right?
Oh yeah, shit, I did say that, and then immediately forgot it.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Okay.
It makes
So with the 19, it is not affected at all, and it also knows that you're there. So now we're gonna roll actual initiative.
Okay.
Little Inchy, you jinxed it. I was gonna hit him, and then you distracted me.
All right,
That
I'm gonna roll
bastard.
for Xanathar's goons as a group, and I'm gonna roll for the cultist
Hell
and his
yeah.
goons as a group.
If the cultist is trying to run away out of fear, but he's tethered down, does he take psychic damage?
Um,
That's mostly a joke.
that would be cool if it couldn't run. It just took psychic damage. That would be very fun.
Yeah,
I'll think about that when it gets around to your turn.
fair enough.
And she got a 2. Huel got a 21. Lincoln got a
21,
7. 21, 21. Bugbear initiative. So Xanathar Goon initiative. Last Nat 1.
That's
Damn. At
gross. Rip.
Rip RIP. RIP.
least it wasn't on like an attack roll or something.
Yeah.
Gooning,
got it out
gooning too
early.
long.
Oh boy.
Yeah, was he?
That's what Kirby's dream is.
Well, you're supposed to goon for a long time, so too long I
Well, they-
don't think is a thing.
Well, they're doing the job right.
Yeah. All right. So it's gonna go Huel, then the cultists, Blinken, Inchi, and then Xanathar's goons. I'll say that the cultist managed to get off a spell on them, and that's why they got that nat 1.
Okay.
See what the cultist had just cast darkness on this group, and that is why they have a nat 1 for their initiative. So let me go ahead and make a circle here for darkness. There you go. All right, within that circle, it is completely dark, and the bugbear and the kinku don't know where they are. Inchi, you were able to see the purple rags on them right before the cultist cast that darkness spell. Okay, so top of the order, it is Huel's turn. Huel, what do you do? There's this cultist right here who is stuck to the floor because of some vines, and then these 2 imps.
I'm gonna cast. I want to do vicious mockery, but Huel's like talking mad shit to the imp. I'm like,
To the
yeah,
imp?
there's only one imp in this town. I'm like, this guy. And I'll point to little Inchi.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah,
Tell
I'm
him
just
he looks
talking.
like he's from the 3rd level of the hells. Only stupid bitches are from the 3rd levels of hell. Vicious
You need.
mockery.
I think he'll make the save. if he like,
So the imp
if he
once
makes it, I
again,
don't
yeah,
get it.
rolls with the advantage.
Oh, 1 out of 2.
Oh shit! So that 2 plus 2 is a 4. So yeah, the imp takes 5 psychic damage, and the imp goes, "Ugh, the 3rd level of hells. It's getting a lot worse. It's a lot cooler to be there from there now." Okay.
That'll
is-
be my turn.
Yep. It is now the cultist's turn.
You roll 1d6 for damage. I'm gonna do that.
Well, he's okay. Yeah, go ahead and do
Because
that to him.
Yeah, because that's the start of his turn.
Okay.
4 damage.
4 damage. Very nice. So he's taken 11 damage total tonight. So the way fear works, he has to actually get out of line of sight of Inchi before he can roll to get rid of that fear, and he can't move. So he's going to try to get out of the ensnaring strike. So he's going to roll his strength check again,
Yeah,
which I believe was +2.
still stuck.
So he got an 11, so he is still stuck. So he's panicking. He's in the sewer water. This black snake is scaring him. He can't move, and he goes, "Lord, Lord Asmodeus, what have I done to offend thee such?" And he says that to you, Inchi, and he's gonna take 1d4 of psychic damage.
Yes.
Oof,
Damn it.
1. All right. It is now the imp's turn. This imp inside the darkness circle is going to swipe. Well, do they have dark vision? Yes. Well, can
No, I think they need what is that? True sight or whatever.
yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, because inside darkness there is no light, so
Yeah, you
having
literally
dark vision
can't see
doesn't matter.
inside. You need like the magical darkness or whatever the fuck it's called.
So the imp inside the darkness circle is going to swipe at the bugbear with disadvantage. Ooh, I already know neither of those are hitting. And the imp outside of the circle is going to fly over towards Inchi and take a swipe at Inchi. So with its sting attack, that's a +5 to hit. So it got a 17. Inchi, does that beat your armor class?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna use a bard thing, a spell,
Okay.
to prevent him from getting hurt.
Mm.
I'm gonna cutting words.
Oh, what does that do?
Trying to make it pop up in the
There you go.
pop up.
Perfect.
I have 2 my bardics left. So I'm using 1, so I have 1 left.
Okay.
Since the last long rest.
So roll your bardic inspiration die. and however much you roll will be taken off the damage to Inchi.
It's 1d8
Okay?
slash r 1d. Does that work?
Yeah.
There you
There
go.
you go.
3.
All right, so 3 will be taken off of whatever this imp rolls. So the imp is going to roll a d4 plus 3 for piercing damage against Inchi. So 1. So
Yeah,
Inchi,
so
you take
one.
4 piercing damage, and then it does 3d6 poison damage.
Oh shit.
Well, actually, hold up. First, you have to make a Constitution saving throw, Inchi.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay.
My neighbors are going crazy with the fireworks right now.
It's the 4th of July weekend, right?
Yeah,
it
have
is.
fun. 15.
15. All right, so you beat that, so you're going to take half damage on this 3d4. 3d6. Jesus. 13, so you would take 6 damage. 6 poison damage.
Okay, 6. And what's the first one?
1 plus 3. Well, it's technically a 1 because of that 3 cutting words, right?
Yep. So
just
you've
one.
only taken 7 damage.
Yeah. 1 damage total.
With a cut on his cheek, he gives a thumbs up to heal. Thanks, man.
Nice. Okay,
I got you.
Blinken, your turn.
All right.
The
So
stone of Aranex vibrates against your chest. Aranex wants to come out. He wants to join the fight.
tempting. Let me check some because I do have stats for the dragon, like a young drake or whatever, for because it has like
Yep.
stages. So I have to pull that
Yep.
up. Hold on.
We are in the sewers, but it's
Yeah,
risky.
and also, it's a big fucking dragon in a sewer.
Yeah, could you say it was a rat? You know what I mean?
King Rat.
All right, give me a second. I'm looking it up here. All right. Where is it? Small dragon, right? Yeah. So it says,
Mhm.
14. So the AC is 14 with natural armor, and then it's 5 plus 5 times your ranger level. So that's the hit point. And a speed of 40 feet. I got all that shit written down here. Okay. All right. So 14. Oh, 14 plus proficiency bonus. So are we at 17 now total? So it's plus 3, right? Are we at plus 3?
I believe.
Yeah. So that means he has 17 AC. Sweet. Okay. So I would say as I saw the image, I nod and I look back at my companions and I look towards fight, and I'm just gonna be like, "Go, dragon, go!" Like a Pokemon thing, and throw my rock over there.
Yeah, you grab the rock, you throw it out, and remember what I
Yeah,
said.
the 1d6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1d12.
1d12. Okay. So I'm gonna roll, and then I would feel like a little, I guess, cut on my forearm once I throw the rock. So I'm gonna do that. 1d12. I'll roll it here. 9 points. Okay. So 9 points. Boom.
All right. Yep. So as you throw this rock, just like the first time you held it, it burns your skin off, and it immediately uses that flesh. The flesh starts growing over the stone. It gets bigger. It transforms. There's a big burst of light, and then Aradex is in the sewers with you guys. His body itself seems to fill up the tunnel that you're in. He folds his wings down by his size, by his Jesus. He folds his wings down by his side, and he looks back and forth between the cultists and the imp. And he looks back and forth, and he is waiting to be unleashed. Blinken, that counts as a bonus action, so you can still do what you want to do and let Aranex do what he wants to do.
Okay. So once I release him, I feel the cinch. I'm like, rearing back a little bit, but I shake it off, and I'm gonna, basically make sure first to let Aradex know, point at the cultist, and then I'm gonna shoot an arrow at the cultist.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. It'll be okay. So I'm gonna roll it now here with my dice because I don't trust you. Roll 20 every time I do it. It's slow, so fuck you.
Every single time.
Ooh, that's an 18 total to hit.
Ooh, that hits.
All right. So there's that. I rolled a 12 plus 6. Yeah. So let's do that plus damage. I'll roll the damage here to make it easy. 1d6. So that's 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. All right. This cultist is not having a good night.
So with Aranex, I would imagine. I mean, it has a bite move, but I'm gonna use his claws instead. We'll make it the same thing, right? So I'm gonna roll to attack for him. I'm like pointing at the cultist. It's like, go now, and then I'll roll the dice here.
Yep. As soon as you point at it, Aranex hunches low and then reaches out to attack the cultist. Its belly roaring, or it doesn't have a mouth, so
No,
when it
so
growls, it just kind of vibrates like its whole body
yeah, you
and
can feel
makes
the
noise in its
vibration.
throat. Yeah, it goes.
So he rolled a lot better than me. So he rolled a 21 total.
That hits.
And then I'm gonna roll. It says 1d6 plus proficiency, so I'll do that.
What is this bite?
Technically it's bite, but obviously he doesn't have a mouth, so I'm assuming it's a claw swipe.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
so I've been saying like whenever he does his breath attack or a bite, like a set of spectral teeth appear
oh
in
yeah,
front
yeah.
of him.
Okay, yeah.
Like his magic nature is compensating for
Got it.
his magically deformed face.
Okay, we'll do the bite thing then. It is 6 damage total. So 3 plus 3, 6.
Hello?
Yeah, hey, hello.
Hello, hello.
Yep, I hear you.
Hey, how are you?
I guess he didn't. Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
can y'all hear?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
No.
good.
Marco,
Polo.
Polo?
There we go. So that's 3 plus 3 against the cultist for 6 total damage, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So with that, the cultist like gets bit by this set of spectral teeth. He stops fighting with the vines that are holding him down into the sewer water, and he collapses and he falls over and he sinks into the sewage water, and
Okay.
he is dead.
Sweet.
All right. Inchi, it is your turn.
Okay. For some reason, Roll20 won't let me add another level 20 spell, because I think the add button is just too far down. But this will use a bonus action.
A level
So
20 spell.
no. I'm blaming Roll20. It's a level
Oh,
2
okay.
bonus action in the
Okay.
illusion one. So first, Inchi is going to look back at this imp that clawed at him, and she's just going to stab him in the stomach. He's going to shank him.
Okay.
So let me roll for that.
You got to beat an armor class of 13 for that.
I don't think I actually have a weapon stat available, so I'm just going to roll a straight d20.
Yeah, you've had a knife since episode 1, bud.
I've never really used it. I just tried to use it to stab Avi, and he made me drop both of them.
That's true.
Oh, that's a 4.
That wasn't bullshit, by the way. That's an actual ability Avi has on a character sheet I was able to find for him, or a
I don't
monster
doubt it.
page.
I don't doubt it. I'm just calling him bullshit.
Okay.
I don't like
okay.
him.
All right. The imp manages to fly out of the way, Inchi. Is that all you do for your turn?
No. And she grits his teeth, and he then throws a shadow blade at him.
Ooh.
This is a 2nd level illusion. It is a casting time of 1 bonus action. I'm having to read this off because I can't write it down in the description on here.
Okay.
Let's see. You weave together threads of shadow to create a sword of solidified gloom in your hand. This magic sword lasts until the spell ends. It counts as a simple melee weapon with which you are proficient. It deals 2d8 psychic damage on a hit and has the finesse, light, and thrown properties of range 2060. In addition, when you use the sword to attack a target that is in dim light or darkness, you make the attack roll with advantage. Does being the sewers count as dim light?
Yes.
Okay. So then I roll an advantage d20.
What is this called? Shadow Blade?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll that.
And I do plan to throw it, and it says it dissipates at the end of my turn if I throw it.
Okay.
So d20 with advantage. First one's a 13.
And roll
13.
again.
Roll again.
Yep.
Ooh.
And a 2. So I'll take that 13. And what's my proficiency with the dagger? Let me look that up on my character sheet.
We have 3 for, well, proficiency bonus in general is a 3.
Yeah, it shouldn't change depending on the weapon, only whether you get the proficiency bonus or not.
But I should get the proficiency from my straight up dagger use, right? Because I get a +3.
Are you proficient with daggers?
Whenever I look up my character sheet, it does say I have a +3 to my daggers.
Yeah, that sounds like you're proficient in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you would have
16.
gotten 16 total. Okay, that hits.
Okay,
It's
so that's
still
it.
laughing at you from missing your first attack, and it doesn't see this attack coming.
Yep, so that's 2d8 psychic damage.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good bonus action.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Roll that damage.
Oh, that's me. My bad.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not used to dealing damage. That's a 7.
I
7.
mean, that's true.
So you throw the shadow blade at this imp, and it pierces right through its chest, and it plunges it and sticks to the wall, and the imp dies, and then the shadow blade dissipates, and the imp falls into the sewage water. This imp
And she does
is dead.
and she does the neener thing with his hands at his ears.
Oh hell yeah!
And little and she goes, "Yeah, fuck him up." Okay, it's now the Xanathar goon's turn. When the cultist died, the darkness spell dissipated, and now the bugbear can see everything going on around it. It looks at the big dragon that's in the sewers, and it goes, "What the fuck?" And then it takes a swing at the imp beside it.
Oh,
Oh
my god!
shit! It got a nat 20.
Oh,
So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and end the fight. The bugbear takes a swing at this imp with its giant club, and it just hits the imp, and you hear a crack like it hit a baseball, and the imp just goes flying down the sewers and lands in the water and just floats down the river, dead. The bugbear then turns to all of you.
I'm gonna look at the bugbear and cast a stone to come back to me, so he's back in stone form.
A blinding white flash of light appears, and then Xanathar is back in stone form in your hand.
Or Aranax.
Aranax, my bad.
yeah, if you had a Xanathar as a Pokeball, that'd be great.
Technically,
And
he
she's
was,
waving
but
his
whatever.
and she's waving his purple rag above his head. Nice swing.
The bugbear says, "Oh, you're Inchi, the goblin who would not rat. You're good with illusions, right? That dragon was all you."
Oh yeah, yeah.
"Oh, very nice, mate. Yeah, thank you for bailing us out there. That cultist snuck up on me. Castellantas blame us for their bright daughter going missing. We've been having to deal with things like that. So good on you for bringing up my rear."
Hey, anytime, anytime. How's everything in the guild? Or do we got some cultists attacking them, or are we good to go?
Fortunately, none have made it back to the main hideout. I think they're still searching for its exact location. So, as you walk onto the guild, make sure nothing, and I mean nothing, is following you. Other than that, at the guild, it's been fine. Xanathar and Nilhor have been talking about plans. A lot of our guys have been transferred on work duty. They're got in the casino project that Xanathar's building in Skullport.
Well, hopefully I can fix this castellator issue for you guys.
And he goes, "Right on, isn't she?" And he gives you like a fist bump as y'all walk by.
As I
Got
walk
you.
past, I'll like, yeah, the kid. It's a shame about that Castellan girl going missing. Who would kidnap a kid? A bunch of scumbags. That's who would do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Bunch of-
Those are fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Bunch of right scumbags. From what I've heard on the street, no one's even called to ransom the Castellantas yet. So they just kidnapped a girl to kidnap a girl. And the bugbear member of the Thieves Guild looks at you and says, "Some things just ain't right."
And she shrugs. Maybe they just wanted a nap.
What?
All right. So, taking y'all to the big Thieves Guild map, Blinken, this is actually your first time here.
Yeah.
Huel and Inchi have been here before. Huel, this would be your second time here. Last time you were here, Huel, it was with Inchi when y'all were coming to talk about the Silk Root powder dealing going on in Waterdeep, and Huel and Inchi found out that the Artificer works with the Thieves Guild to kind of keep the balance of power in Waterdeep stable. They don't interfere with the Xanathar's business too much, and the Xanathar doesn't really let his criminal empire get out of control, and he makes sure that other criminal empires don't pop up. It's a stabilizing force. So y'all are in this area, the hallway with a bunch of eyes in the walls made out of multicolored stones. There is a secret door right here, and then to your south is the area where Nilhor does his meetings.
And she will be sure to point out the secret door to Blinken. Hey, did you know there's a little secret entrance right there? I thought it was pretty cool.
Blinken shrugs and it's like, where does it lead to?
I don't know. Statues.
Okay. Oh,
So you remember, Inchi, you went down through the secret door once, and it took you to a hallway that had a lot of different rooms. and you didn't explore any of those rooms because you didn't really have time.
But we did approach statues that were in there.
I don't remember if there are statues in. Yes, there are statues in that room.
Yeah, it happened in episode 10. It's still my favorite episode. I go back and rewatch it a decent bit.
Yeah, it's a good one. Okay. So y'all are here at the Thieves Guild. Do you want to go straight to Nilhor? Do you want to go to the fighting arenas? Do you want to snoop around? What's up?
You guys want to meet kicking John?
I mean, maybe after we talk to No Horror, I think this is more of pressing issue here.
Are you sure? He's got a good handshake.
Yeah.
Kicking John, was he here last time?
I don't know.
Yeah. I think you were with me whenever we saw the artificer get killed in the arena. That was a good fight.
The artificer, Alda Arkin, the museum curator, got killed in a fight.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Okay, sounds like y'all want to go straight to Nilhor. So y'all walk down into this hallway. This is called the pavilion, I believe, or the promenade. And there are a bunch of statues of eyes in this hallway as well. The way the statues are made, it feels like no matter where you are in the promenade, you feel like you are being watched. And then y'all come to this meeting hall area. And Blinken, it is your first time in here. You walk into this room and the air feels a lot more stale and stiff. The scent of blood reaches your nose. The first thing you see are all along the outer edges of this wall, lit by these glowing stones in the floor, are statues of various humanoid creatures petrified in moments of terror. There is a bugbear that is shielding its eyes from something. There is a kobold that looks like it's trying to turn and run away. There is a human that is down on its knees with its hands clasped together, looking like it's praying or begging. All of these stone statues are the victims of Xanathar the Beholder, people that have let it down, people that the Xanathar has petrified as punishment for their incompetence. And in the middle of the room, Blinken, is a mind flayer, a purple squid-like creature that has 4 long tentacles coming out of its face and black beady eyes set into its face. As y'all walk in, Nilhor is writing something down on a piece of paper, and he looks up to all 3 of you, and he projects into your mind. Oh, Inchi, is this the day I get to meet the rest of your crew?
Yeah, I finally got him down here. Say hi to Mr. Nilhor, guys.
Master Halfling, Halfling, it is good to see you again. And this gnome, Inchi, what brings you here today?
Oh, what's that devil guy's name again?
Asmodeus.
Oh, Asmodeus. That is why we're here.
Nilhor coughs and the tentacles on his face jerk at the mention of that name, and he says, Asmodeus, you mean the reigning serpent, the Lord of the Nine, the one who rules below?
Lincoln just rolls
The
his
wo-
eyes.
Yes, the one the Castellators are worshipping and wanting to prey on him for your downfall.
I'm not sure how he would respond to that.
To Mr. Xanathar's downfall and where to stop it.
Nilhor says, Inchi, you seem to have discovered a great many things. There are rumors, of course, of who the Castellanters worship, but to know this for certain is a great achievement. And you say that they are doing something that would harm our master, Xanathar. Tell me, Inchi, what do you know, and how do you know it?
I think they plan to sacrifice a man named Mr. Destry, and I know this because I am deep undercover, pretending to be one of the Castellator's teachers.
Inchi, you have gone undercover at El Tortural Academy.
Yes,
Inchi, my puppet, Lord Growlhound, has been at El Tortural Academy for the past few days, and Nilhor like floats over to where you are, Inchi. He doesn't walk on the ground. He doesn't need to. He uses his mental powers to float right over to you, and he says, "And I have not caught one whiff of you, Inchi." And he gets close to your face and he says, into your mind, "You have become a most wonderful thief and infiltrator. Look how you've grown, so far away from the goblin who could not even steal a key. Inshi, the Thieves Guild is proud to have you. I
And she
wish I..."
blushes.
Oh, he says, "I wish, I'm glad you bring me this to me, but you do not tell me anything I don't already know. We are dealing with the Castellanta threat already. You need not worry, but if you do wish to help, the Xanathar could speak to you all, personally."
I mean, is that necessary? We're just trying to deal with this thing. We don't need to talk to Mr. Xanathar.
Huel, Blanken, do y'all have anything to say to that?
I mean, He'll definitely doesn't want us to talk with him. He'd definitely be like, "Oh, we kind of told you." I don't know.
I just
Nilhor says to you, Inshi, it would be good to get FaceTime with the boss, especially if you want to move up in our organization. I am giving you an opportunity. You come to me with information. You come to me with new crew members. Inshi, this is a very good look for you. This could lead to a lot of gold. And we could use a man on the inside, another man on the inside, to help us stop the Castellantas and their sacrifice.
Of course, Mr. Nilhor. Yeah. That's what I want.
He says, if the Castellantas successfully pull off the sacrifice of one named Destry Castellanta, they would damage the very soul of Xanathar, taking away some of his life force and some of his ability, and the Xanathar cannot lose much more. And he says to all of you, if you agree to help the Master, and you fail him, that will not end well for any of you. But if you agree to help the Master, and you follow through, he will show you a reward greater than any you have received before. Do you all truly wish to embark on this partnership?
Lincoln will clear his throat and he's gonna turn around and start walking away. I am not dealing with that.
Blinken, wait.
And she runs after him, tugs at his shirt. Wait.
Yeah,
What?
Blinken, hold on.
Now, Nilhor, is this reward a bunch of gold?
Yes! Gold, weapons, a boon of some kind. Helping to save the Master's life directly is no small job, so it will not have a small reward. Look around. Look around at these statues. These are the people that have disappointed Xanathar. But I can promise you his appreciation is just as great and powerful in a more rewarding fashion. Yes, much gold to those who help the Xanathar.
Is this something we can discuss, Nilhor?
Look,
Is this something we can, go in the hallway and talk about and then come back in 2 seconds?
sure, yes.
Thank you, Mr.
Excuse
Nilhor.
us.
Yeah. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
I'll kind of scurry out in
Yeah,
the hallway.
y'all can step off into the hallway.
And then and she scooches them further. He can read minds. Go a little further. Go.
Yeah. Okay, we take a couple more steps down the hallway.
Fuck that. We're going. Yeah, we're gonna go back here.
Yeah. We go as far as we can, like right here, so he can't read our mind. So we just start talking out loud, and
Yeah, okay.
we don't got any more leads, so
It's like signing with the devil again. No,
we
no
basically
offense,
did
Inchi.
with
No
Avi.
offense, Inchi. But I know that's your thing. But for me, we're talking about, and I point into that room area, a mind flare, and what is Xanathar like? Some beholder? No, that's bad news.
Man, a friend of my friend is my friend. Isn't what they say?
What? I mean,
Well, he's a friend of me, so he's a friend of a friend.
look, I get it. That would be good. Like, I know I said we probably should stir the pot. I would regret it. But I guess the ultimate goal is to stop the Castellanters.
Yeah,
Um,
Blinken, is it going to be Nilhor, the actual devil?
You know, that's that I hesitate to answer that question. Do you know what they do?
But the devil, bad stuff.
No. You know what? Uh, Never mind. At least I know the general idea of what mind flayers do. But okay, okay. And he starts like heaving a little bit, kind of like trying to catch his breath. All right. Look. God. Okay. I guess we'll have to do this, and I'm not gonna like it, but we need to stop this. I agree. And he feels like something in his stomach, like he's very sick. Okay. Yeah. Let's go.
Yippee!
Yep. And he's like limping towards the. I don't like
Okay.
this.
And she grabs Blinken's hand and leads him back to the room. All right, come on.
All right, let me grab y'all. I'll move you there.
Yeah, we'll walk in the room. I'm gonna go like, all right, okay.
Blinken, as y'all are walking back, the imp Raven flies over to your shoulder and says, "Hey, Blinks, don't worry, buddy. You've already made a deal with the devil,
I'm gonna
so you're all
smack
good."
him. Shut up.
He dodges out of the way and says, "This is good. Y'all need to know the Xanathar, because y'all are gonna have to kill him before you go to the
Aren't you
Vault of
friends with that
Dragons."
idiot anyway?
What idiot?
The Avi guy.
Oh, the Master? Yeah.
So again, I'm confused. Why are you? I mean, I get that he owes you money or whatever, and I point at yeah, at God, I'm so out of place at Huel. Look, I know he owes him money or whatever. Why are you helping us overall overthrow your master?
Well, you're not overthrowing the Master. At worst, you're gonna stop a sacrifice from the Castellanters to my Master. But this is all about getting to the Vault of Dragons. The Castellanters want to weaken the Xanathar so they can get to the Vault of Dragons. They want more power from my Master so they can get to the Vault of Dragons. But the Master's already told you, Blinken. He wants you to get to the Vault of Dragons first. The Castellanters, they're gonna keep all that money for themselves. They're going to use it for their noble stuff. They're going to use it for their noble savings. The Xanathar, he's going to use it for his crime empire. The Masters told you. That money should be going out to the people of Waterdeep. It should be distributed to everybody. And he knows that that has a better chance of happening if good people like you get to the Vault of Dragons first. So it's a big competition. If the Castellanters can't pull it off, then they're not worthy of it. And if you can stop them from getting more powerful or from harming the Xanathar, then you get to do whatever you want. The Master's on your side.
And he starts to feel more sick.
It's a competition, buddy. You know, this is how competition works.
I'd rather be out in the sewers right now.
He
We
says,
technically
well, you missed
are.
that sewer smell. Yeah, he like puts his wing under your nose so you can get a good whiff of that sewer smell.
Oh, good.
All right, so y'all walk back in here, and you tell Nilhor that you're ready to meet with the Xanathar. Nilhor goes quiet for a second, and he looks like he's talking to someone, but his voice isn't being projected into any of your minds. And as y'all are waiting and waiting, you hear from behind you that small, soft popping sound, the sound of something teleporting and filling a once empty space. Shortly after that, you smell a thick, pungent odor of a lit cigar, and you also hear the rasping breathing of a giant creature. You turn around and you see, for the first time, Xanathar, the monster mobster. Floating in the air, this giant beholder looks down at you. Its purple scales and its 9 eyes look at you. It also has a mouth filled with dozens of sharp teeth. And you hear, projected into your mind, "So I heard that there are people running around my city, casting curses upon my very name. I was gonna put all my eyes on it myself, but it looks like I have the 3 of you here to do it for me." And it uses telekinesis to make that cigar float back into its mouth, and it takes a big puff of it, and it looks to Inshi, and then to Huel, and then to Blinken. Inshi, Huel, Inshi, how do you feel about seeing Xanathar the Beholder?
And she laughs nervously and waves, kind of side eyeing the statues to the side, knowing what could happen.
So you know that those statues got that way because each of the eyes of Xanathar can cast a different spell. One of those spells is the Petrify spell, where if you're hit by that spell in one turn, you turn into a statue. Huel, how do you feel seeing Xanathar, the monster mobster, about 6 feet away from you?
It'd be like a sudden chill just happened. Huel's like whole, like you see his hand shaking, his head shaking a bit. Like he's scared of beholders. So seeing one just pop up behind him, he's speechless. He like turns around and sees it. Yeah, and he's just shaking.
Blanken, how do you feel?
He heaves a little more, like, huh? And he like gathers his senses, looks at this beholder. I look at the other guys. I look back at him. And have you seen the show Quantum Leap?
No,
No.
I have not.
So back then in Quantum Leap, and I'm not talking about the reboot. This is in the '90s. Good old Scott Bakula, his character Sam Beckett. Every time, because Quantum Leap, he goes through different characters via time leap. That's what the premise of the show is. So every time he
Yep.
leaps to another character, he just looks at the camera and everything else of whatever the character he is, or usually it's a reflection of himself, of whatever the character is, and he goes, "Oh boy."
Oh boy. All right. All three of you roll a perception check on Xanathar.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Hey, there you go.
A 10.
10. All right. So, Inshi, you've heard the rumors around the sewers. You know, you've heard how Huel and Thorgren and Volo have talked about beholders. Beholders have that one big eye in the center of their face, and then they have 10 eye stalks. 10 eye stalks. That's what every beholder has. But you're looking at Xanathar and these almost tentacle-like eyes that he has coming out of his bulbous center body, and you're counting them, and there's only 9. Looking closer, especially with that nat 20, you can tell that Xanathar has been injured somehow, and one of his eye stalks is missing. And you can see that in the picture that I put in Discord.
And I also
Something-
put a compilation of Oh Boy there, so you can look at that later.
So
Like,
some-
is this a fresh wound?
No, it is scarred over. Well, not scarred over. This wound is like maybe a couple weeks old. It's not quite scarred yet, but it has like scabbed over. Something powerful took a bite out of Xanathar the Beholder.
And she points nervously at the scar. Are you okay, sir?
He says, "Of course I am. Of course I am." He projects that into your head, and he kind of floats a little bit closer to you, and he says, "Being here in front of me and she, it is a privilege. It should be a pleasure. Do not do anything that upsets me so. Do not call attention to anything you have no business discussing."
Of course. I just want to make sure you're okay, Mister Xanathar. Sir. Sir.
He says, "I got involved in something that was a bit big, something I shouldn't have gone into myself." I've already lost his voice. "I got involved in something big, something I shouldn't have gone into myself. But don't worry, we're making plans for that in the future. What we need to worry about today is much more simple. A couple of nobles trying to put a curse upon my very name. I have ways that I can teleport around this city, but I currently don't have any way to get into the basement of El Torcho Academy. I'm gonna give you folks, you fellas, an object. You're gonna take that object down into the basement, and when the sacrifice is going on, I'll teleport there myself, and I'll get rid of any noble I see placing a curse upon me. Can the three of you do that for me?"
And she does a nervous salute.
Huel does like a even way more nervous. He's shaking, Doesn't say anything, just puts his hand up to his head.
Like,
He telekinetically makes a object that's wrapped in black cloth in the room float over to Inchi, and he kind of dismisses the telekinesis and it falls into your hands, Inchi. It's some kind of heavy stone object. He says, I expect this to be done by the time the sun sets on Waterdeep tomorrow. And if it isn't done, I'm gonna add 3 very short statues to my collection. Have I made myself clear, fellas?
Can it be 2 nights?
Inchi, his big eye and his 9 eye stalks all turn to look at you, and he says, Inchi, I've heard many good things about you from Nilhor over here, but yet I don't see you walking around in the Thieves Guild Hall with your fellow guild members, with your fellow monsters. I don't see you at the fighting games or cheering on at the blood pits. Instead, you're walking above ground with these guys. These guys. And I think that's giving you the wrong attitude. Because you don't ask things like that from me. You do what I tell you to on the timetable that I tell you to do it. Now, because Nilhor's got a soft spot for you, I'll let that slide for once.
I can promise it'll be done in a day and a half, I swear.
In 1 day or less.
Can we add just a couple more hours? I'm just saying. I can promise it'll be done if we just have a couple more
Itchy, what are
hours.
you doing?
And Itchy's got his hands clasped together, pleading, please, sir.
He says, why do you need a couple more hours, huh? You have all of tomorrow to be able to get this done. What do you need a couple more hours for, huh?
To make sure it gets done right.
We just don't want to mess. We don't want to mess things up. That's all. Then the Keel's gonna scurry
He's-
off a bit.
He screams into your minds. By the time the sun sets tomorrow, no negotiations. If it's done, you'll be rewarded. If not, I will hunt you. Understood?
Lincoln just looks around the room, just finding a good spot for his statue.
Okay, I think at this point, Itchy's nodding frantically. Yeah, yes, sir. Okay, yes, sir.
He says, now, yous all get a move on. Get out. Don't come back until the job is done.
I'm just gonna point at like an empty spot there when he leaves. I think that's a good spot right there where my statue would be.
Says, I agree with you, Mr. Gnome. I think that'd be a great spot for your statue.
Yeah, I think that's good. I'm just prepping just in case.
Okay. All right. Blinken, you leave. Huel, you leave. Inchi, you're the last one to go. And as you're walking out of the room, Xanathar says, Hey, wise guy. And he's talking to you, Inchi.
Sir.
He says, Your place, it's down here in the sewers with all the other monsters like us. Being up there, Inchi, they say it's a better world. They say people like yous and me's and Nilhor's got a shot, but we don't. It's a city for the more normal looking ones. They smile in your face, Inchi, but you don't have a place up there. Your place is down here with us. Don't you ever forget that.
Well, until then, I'll use them for all they've got, sir.
He telekinetically makes that cigar float back to his mouth. He takes a big puff from it and he projects into your mind. Attaboy, Inchi. Attaboy.
And
Alright,
she scurries off.
and he floats over to Nilhor and they start talking. And you 3 get the fuck out of here as fast as possible, I assume.
Yes.
I'm already like fucking 50 feet in front of everyone.
Alright, y'all get back on the big staircase that'll take you back up to the sewers of Waterdeep. And that is where we're going to call it for tonight.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I did not expect Xanathar to show up.
I picked a lovely spot where my statue will be.
Oh yay!
You see, Blinken's establishing common ground. Soon we'll befriend him.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, if y'all want to, yeah.
Oh god. All right.
Deals with the devil, deals with Xanathar. What will Blinken do next?
I
Blinken
might as
and
well.
Huel.
I don't know.
We're not turned to stone.
He accepted that. Yeah. Let me go ahead and end my stream here. Is there anybody I would fucking raid? I don't see anyone, so I'll end it. And of course, got it recorded as on my end too. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you all later.
Fantastic.